Thank you for it.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Yeah. So, third class intelligence is you go through the experience, you suffer, and you learn the lesson. Fourth class intelligence is you hear, you don't learn. You see others suffering, you don't learn. You go through the experience, you suffer, but still you don't learn the lesson. That's the worst case. The best case is the first case, which is you just hear once and you learn. So, Krishna, who is our Supreme Father, when he is giving instruction, somehow or the other, whether we like it or not, if we follow that instruction, then very soon we will realize, oh, whatever Krishna was telling, that makes sense. I'm glad I followed that instruction without lot of reasoning, lot of questioning, without any resistance. I just followed that instruction blindly. And it worked out perfectly. So we'll realize that. Just like how a child, if a child listens to the instruction of the father and implements in the life, the child very soon will experience that whatever the father was telling is correct. But when the child does not follow, then the father will feel bad. Father will feel sad for the child. Because the father knows what's going to happen if the child does not follow that instruction. So this is how exactly Krishna would feel. As a Supreme Father, this is how Krishna would exactly feel if the children do not follow his instructions. So we have to take it seriously and try to implement Krishna's instructions in our life. So this is a short message that we all can contemplate, meditate upon on this important day of Father's Day. Okay. So with that, let's begin our discussion today. We need to discuss 4.11, I think. Chapter 4, shloka number 11. Okay, you can repeat after me. Śrīmad-Bhāgavad Gita, chapter 4, shloka number 11. Shri Bhagavan ye yathā māṁ prapadyante tāṁs tathaiva bhajāmyaham.
येषां मां प्रपद्यन्ते तां तथैव भजाम्यहम्
मम vartmānuvartante manuṣyāḥ pārtha sarvaśaḥ.
मम vartmānuvartante manuṣyāḥ pārtha sarvaśaḥ.
Ye, all who, yathā, as, mam, unto me, prapadyante, surrender, tān, them, tathā, so, eva, certainly, bhajāmi, reward, aham, I, mama, my, vartma, path, anuvartante, follow, manuṣyāḥ, all men, pārtha, O son of Pṛthā, sarvaśaḥ, in all respects. Okay. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Okay, Abhishek, you want to read the translation and purport?
Yeah, Prabhu. 1 minute. All surrender unto me, I reward them accordingly. Everyone follows my path in all respects, O son of Pṛthā. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Everyone is searching for Krishna in the different aspects of his manifestations. Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, it is partially realized in his impersonal brahma-jyotir effulgence and as the all-pervading Supersoul dwelling within everything, including the particles of atoms. But Krishna is fully realized only by his pure devotees. Consequently, Krishna is the object of everyone's realization, and thus everyone is satisfied according to one's desire to have him. In the transcendental world, also, Krishna reciprocates with his pure devotees in the transcendental attitude, just as the devotee wants him. Once one devotee may want Krishna as supreme master, another as his personal friend, another as his son, and still another as his lover. Krishna rewards all the devotees equally, according to their different intentions of love for him. In the material world, the same reciprocations of feelings are there, and they are equally exchanged by the Lord with the different types of worshippers. The pure devotees, both here and in the transcendental abode, associate with him in person and are able to render personal service to the Lord, and thus derive transcendental bliss in his loving service. As for those who are impersonalists and who want to commit spiritual suicide by annihilating the individual existence of the living entity, Krishna helps also by absorbing them into his effulgence. Such impersonalists do not agree to accept the eternal blissful personality of Godhead. Consequently, they cannot relish the bliss of transcendental personal service to the Lord. Having extinguished their individuality, some of them who are not formally situated even in the impersonal existence return to this material field to exhibit their dormant desires for activities. They are not admitted into the spiritual planets, but they are again given a chance to act on the material planets. For those who are fruitive workers, the Lord awards the desired results of their prescribed duties as the Yagneshwara, and those who are yogis seeking mystic powers are awarded such powers. In other words, everyone is dependent for success upon His mercy alone, and all kinds of spiritual process are but different degrees of success on the same path. Unless, therefore, one comes to the highest perfection of Krishna consciousness, all attempts remain imperfect, and is stated in the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Whether one is without desire, the condition of the devotees, or is desirous of all future results, or is all after liberation, one should with all efforts try to worship the Supreme for complete perfection, culminating in Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay. Wow. Sri Lakshmi. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Good. Thank you for joining. Okay. So this is a important verse. 4.11. Krishna tells how he reciprocates to different people. Based on how they worship Krishna, Krishna reciprocates in different variations. Ye yathā mam prapadyante tāṁs tathaiva bhajāmyaham mama vartmānuvartante manuṣyāḥ pārtha sarvaśaḥ. So I reciprocate in accordance with how my devotees worship me. So here, one word, vartma. If you look at the word for word translation, right? There is a word called vartma, which means path. Okay. So the reason why I'm highlighting this before discussing about this shloka is, so this word vartma, which means path in Sanskrit, there is a guru with this name, Vartma Pradarshaka Guru. What are the different types of gurus we have in Gaudiya Vaishnava Parampara? Does anyone know what are the different types of gurus?
I know of Shiksha Guru, Diksha Guru, Prabhu.
Yeah, Shiksha Guru, Diksha Guru. Yes. So Diksha Guru is the one who gives initiation to the disciple, and Shiksha Guru is the one who gives training to the disciple. So Diksha Gurus, they may or may not be present, in front of us on a daily basis. So they may not be available to give, guidance, or they may not be approachable when we want to talk about some issue in spirituality. They may not be available. So for that reason, there will be Shiksha Gurus who will give training, who will give counseling to us, who will guide us in every walk of our life. Whenever we have some questions, we can approach them. So they are Shiksha Gurus. Shiksha means discipline. One who disciplines the disciple is Shiksha Guru. And there is another type of Guru called Vartma Pradarshaka Guru. Vartma means path. Pradarshaka means to show. So this is that Guru who shows the path to Kṛṣṇa. Now all of us who got connected to Kṛṣṇa consciousness, or who got connected to Kṛṣṇa, it is because of some person, right? So somebody, some devotee or somebody connected us to Kṛṣṇa and this process of Kṛṣṇa consciousness. So whoever connected us to Kṛṣṇa in the very beginning, that person is called Vartma Pradarshaka Guru. Now that person who connected us to Kṛṣṇa, their involvement in our life or in our spiritual life may be only in the very beginning for 1 or 2 days. It may be for a few weeks. So they just showed the path to Kṛṣṇa. They just showed the path to Kṛṣṇa consciousness. They connected us to this parampara. So after that, you may see them, you may not see them, you may talk to them, you may not talk to them, you may interact them, you may not interact with them, but they are important in your life because they are Guru, Vartma Pradarshaka Guru. So all of us, we should be very grateful to that one person who connected us to this path of Kṛṣṇa consciousness. So you all need to check in your life, who is your Vartma Pradarshaka Guru. So if you have not already thanked that person, go and thank that person. So I just wanted to tell this because I saw this word Vartma here. I just wanted to tell this. Okay. So now coming to this shloka, what Kṛṣṇa is telling is, I reciprocate to my devotees in accordance with how they worship me. So different people worship Kṛṣṇa differently. Some people, they worship Kṛṣṇa because they want their problems to be solved. Some people worship Kṛṣṇa, they want more money. Some people worship Kṛṣṇa out of curiosity. They just want to know about God. Everybody is talking about God. They're also curious. They want to know about God. And some people, they are serious of cultivating knowledge about Kṛṣṇa, the jnanis. In 7th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Kṛṣṇa tells there are 4 kinds of people who approach me. Chaturvida bhajante mam ejana paryupasate artho jignashur artharti jnanicha bharatarshaba. Kṛṣṇa says Chaturvida means 4 types. Bhajante, those who worship. Chaturvida bhajante mam. Mam means me. onto me, whoever renders service to me, whoever renders worship to me. Chaturvida bhajante mam yejana paryupasate. And Krishna gives a list of 4 people there. Artho, Jignasur, Artharthi, Jnani. These are the 4 people. Artho. Artho means those who are in distress. People who are in distress. And Artharthi. Artha means, what is Artha in Sanskrit?
Wealth, Prabhuji.
Wealth. Yeah. So Artha, Arthi. So those who are seeking wealth. Artho, Artharthi. The first Artha is distress. People who are in distress. Second one is Artha, Arthi. Those who are seeking wealth. And then Jignasu. Jignasu means those who are inquisitive. Those who are curious to know who is God. My colleagues are talking about God. My family members are talking about God. My friends and relatives, my neighbors, everybody is talking about God. So I am also curious to know who God is. So they just want to know God at a surface level. They don't want to go too deep into it. Out of curiosity, they just want to know who is God. And then after that, they just leave. And then the 4th category is Jnani. Those who are serious of cultivating knowledge. But Krishna tells, but my devotees, bhakta, there is a 5th category called bhakta. My devotees, bhaktas, are superior to all these 4 categories. So total there are 5. Artho, Artharthi, Jignasu, Jnani and Bhakta. So Krishna tells among all these, the Bhaktas are best. My devotees are best. Now within the first category, within these among these 4 or 5 different categories, the first category of people are those who want their problems to be solved. They only go to temple when there are some problems in life. They only chant or they read Bhagavad Gita, Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Ramayana when they have some problems in life. And once the problems are solved, then they don't even go to temple. In India, we see, right? If you ask anybody, our parents, our brothers, sisters, our relatives, when was the last time you went to temple? They will say, oh, I went to the temple on Ugadi day in April. Now we are in June. They went to the temple on Ugadi day. So that's how most of the people worship Krishna. Because from April to June, there are no problems in their life. So what's the need to go to temple? There are some pious people who go to temple almost every day or once in a week. But majority of the people, they go to temple only when there are some problems. They apply for a new job. They go to the temple and pray. They write exams. They go to the temple and pray for good marks. Their son or daughter's marriage is getting fixed. They go to the temple and pray. So like that, when there is a need, they'll pray. So Artho, Artharthi, people who are seeking of wealth. So they also go to the temple when they want some money. And once the money is arranged, then they don't even go to the temple. So people who are in these 2 categories, sometimes they worship the Supreme directly, or most of the times they worship some demigods, some devatas. So it can be Ganesha, Saraswati, Lakshmi Devi, Shiva. It can be one of the devatas, or they might do some homam to please the to please the demigods, Indra, Varuna, Vayu, and so on, because they want some quicker results. When they worship somebody, they want some quicker results. So there are different kinds of rituals given in Vedas. If you perform some puja, you will get some benefit. Putrarti labate putram, dhanarti labate dhanam, jnanarti labate jnanam, moksharti labate moksham. So if somebody wants jnanam, there is a ritual. If somebody wants putra, there is a ritual. If somebody wants dhanam, there is a ritual. If somebody wants moksham, there is a procedure for that. So like that, 99% of the Vedas talk about the Chaturvida Purusharthas, Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. And the Devatas, when they are worshipped by people who are desirous of material benefits, the Devatas get pleased and they bestow some benediction very quickly. Because that's their duty. That's how they work. But the same desire, if somebody asks the Supreme Person, Krishna, Vishnu, Narayana, Rama, then the way Lord reciprocates is different from the way the Devatas reciprocate. Because Devatas, they do not know what is good for you, what is not good for you. You are asking for something and they give it. Whereas the Supreme Personality, who is the Supreme Father, he knows what is good for us, what is not good for us. Just because we are asking, he doesn't give. Even if he wants to give, he will purify us and then give. He will wait until we come to a stage where we are not too attached to that material benefit. Sometimes you hear this statement in in some of the lectures, right, within ISKCON. Like, if you want some material benefits, instead of approaching demigods, it is better to approach the Supreme Lord directly. Yes, the Supreme Lord may give material benefits, but only after purifying us and only when he thinks that we are not so attached to those material benefits. So Krishna will only give us what is beneficial for our bhakti. So to start bhakti or to progress in bhakti, if a devotee is asking for some material benefit, Krishna may grant that. Let's say a devotee, he's struggling for his livelihood. And he approaches Krishna to show some job. So Krishna may grant that. And Krishna will purify this person and grant that job. So this is the quality of a father. Krishna will
See, one
purify.
quick question.
Yes.
Like now Krishna is granting us something, like,
Yeah.
so it's like we have done, like karma is also there, no, Prabhuji?
Yes.
So how to differentiate, like sometimes it is very hard to understand, like something happens to us or thing like that after coming to Krishna consciousness. So it's because of our karma, or Krishna will never do anything wrong to us, that we know with confidence.
Yeah.
But like merciness, how we have to understand the karma and the merciness, Prabhuji? Can you please suggest or assist on that?
Yeah. So karma and mercy. So mercy is when you receive something that you don't deserve. That is called mercy. Okay. So let's say there is a person who is applying for different jobs. Now this person, he does not know anything about let's say Python programming language. But he gets a job on a project where Python is required. Okay, and we see this all the time, right? People fake their resumes. They put different skill sets in the resume, even though they have never learned those skills. They'll just put it in the resume, and sometimes they get the jobs. And once they get the job, then they will learn. And these days they can use chat GPT, AI tools to write the code. They can survive. And we have heard many stories like this where people don't have those skills but they got the job. So this is an example for mercy. When we deserve something, when we receive something, but we don't deserve it, that is mercy. So the reason why we are in Krishna consciousness, it is mostly mercy. Even though we don't deserve it, we have been given this. There is karma also, there is punya karma also that is involved. But with punya karma alone, if somebody has to get connected to bhakti, if with punya karma alone, if somebody has to, worship Krishna, it takes lot of time. It takes millions of lifetimes of tapasya. So just imagine Hiranyakashipu's situation. Hiranyakashipu, what he was looking for was material benefits. He wanted to become the Lord. He wanted to become God. He wanted to control everybody. So he did tapasya for several thousands of years until, his, until to a stage where his bones were almost coming out of his body. There was no flesh remaining because he was fasting, no food, no water, and after some time, no breathing also. So it was a very severe tapasya, what Hiranyakashipu was doing. And tremendous amount of heat was produced when Hiranyakashipu was performing this intense tapasya. Looking at this, all the demigods, they became afraid. If Hiranyakashipu continues like this, he will get lot of powers and which will cause danger to the material world. So thinking this, Brahmadev appears in front of him and he grants for some immortality. Brahmadev says, I myself, I am not immortal. I cannot give you immortality. Then Hiranyakashipu asks some benediction that he should not be killed by a man or animal. He should not be killed during the day or night. He should not be killed inside the house, nor inside the house, nor outside the house. He should not be killed with hands or weapons. So he puts lot of, I should not be killed on the floor or on the ceiling. He puts lot of conditions. Brahmadev says, yes, this I can grant. And he grants this benediction. And we all know what happened after that. Vishnu appeared as Narasimhadev, not a human, not a animal, not during the day, not during the night. He killed Hiranyakashipu during the Sandhya, evening Sandhya, where the day meets the night. That's called Sandhya. Where the day meets and day meets the night. It was the sun was setting and the moon was rising. At the intersection of these 2 points, Hiranyakashipu was killed by Narasimhadev. Nor inside the house, nor outside the house. He was killed at the doorstep, on the threshold of the house. So like that, Hiranyakashipu, what he was asked after performing several thousand years of tapasya, all he got was some material benefits. Now imagine if we have to get an opportunity to worship the Supreme, we need to do much more severe tapasya than Hiranyakashipu, which is impossible. We cannot do that. So we have been given. Definitely there is some punya karma that we have done in the previous lifetimes, but with that alone we cannot perform bhakti, because bhakti is not an ordinary thing. It's like a diamond. It's like a Kohinoor diamond, the most precious stone. So it is Chintamani. Bhakti is Chintamani. It can fulfill all the desires. It can make the person the most happiest person. This is the only thing. Bhakti is the only thing that will give us satisfaction. So in order to get an opportunity to perform bhakti, to worship Supreme, Krishna or Vishnu, Narayana or Rama, it is only possible because of mercy. Okay?
Thank you, Prabhuji.
So, so we talked about artho and artharthi, right? People who are seeking of material benefits or people who are trying to get their problems relieved. They worship Krishna, and Krishna, they worship either Krishna or demigods, and they get those benefits. But within the jnanis and within other types of yogis or bhaktas, there are three types of people who worship Krishna in three different ways: Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. People who want to achieve these three different types of realizations of God. Some people, some transcendentalists, some spiritualists, they practice Brahman path. They want to realize the Brahman aspect of God. And some yogis, like Ashtanga yogis who practice Ashtanga yoga, they want to achieve the Paramatma realization of God. And people who practice Bhakti yoga, they want to achieve Bhagavan realization of God. And in the Purport, Prabhupada explains how Krishna reciprocates to these three kinds of people: Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. So what's the difference between these three types of people? The difference is in Brahman platform, you only have partial understanding of God. In Paramatma realization, you have a little bit more understanding of God. Whereas in Bhagavan realization of God, you have the complete understanding of God. So there are three aspects, right, in spirituality: Sat, Chit, Ananda. So Sat, Chit, Ananda. Sat means eternality. Chit means knowledge. Ananda is bliss. In the Brahman platform, there is only Sat. There is no Chit, there is no Ananda. And in Paramatma platform, there is only Sat and Chit. There is no Ananda. That Ananda is available only in Bhagavan platform. In Bhagavan platform, all three are present: Sat, Chit, Ananda. That's why people who have achieved Brahman platform, because there is no activity, they get bored. There's no bliss. There's no Ananda there. There is Sat. There is a sense of eternality. They definitely live much longer there. It's almost equal to eternality. They don't die too often, just like how people die and take birth again in the material world. They don't do like that in the Brahman platform. But eventually they have to fall down. They'll fall down after very, very long time. They get bored and frustrated because there is no activity, there is no bliss, there is no Ananda. They'll fall down. But if one is desirous of getting Brahman realization, Kṛṣṇa will facilitate that. Kṛṣṇa does not force, saying that, hey, Brahman and Paramatma are not complete understanding of me. You only aspire for Bhagavan realization. The other two are low class. Bhagavan is the higher class. You only, aspire for that. Kṛṣṇa does not say that. Kṛṣṇa does not force like that. Whoever desires in whatever way, Kṛṣṇa will facilitate that way. And in today's society, among all the different spiritual organizations that are available in India and in Western countries, majority of the people fall into the first category, Brahman platform. People who want to worship the impersonal feature of God, who want to achieve this Brahman platform. And the second category, Paramatma realization, very few yogis, because you need to perform Ashtanga Yoga. You need to go to Himalayas or some secluded place, perform severe tapasya for hundreds and thousands of years. Then only you can get that realization, Paramatma realization. So right now we all have Paramatma in our heart, but we cannot see, right? So the Ashtanga yogis, when they perform severe tapasya for several hundreds and thousands of years, they can see Paramatma within their heart. They'll have darshan of Paramatma. The Chaturbuja Narayana form, they'll have that darshan. But these two paths are very difficult. Achieving Brahman realization or Paramatma realization are very difficult. And even after going through such a difficult process, the end result is not very promising. It's not the ultimate one. It's not the complete understanding of God. Whereas Bhakti Yoga, it is the highest thing. It is the easiest thing, highest thing, which grants us with the highest and ultimate benefit. So why not perform Bhakti? So that's why we are all performing Bhakti. And again, within Bhakti, how Kṛṣṇa reciprocates to different people who are performing Bhakti in different degrees, that is also different. So this shloka, chapter 4, shloka number 11, ye yathā maṁ prapadyante tāṁs tathaiva bhajāmy mama vartmānuvartante manuṣyāḥ pārtha sarvaśaḥ. This shloka can be applied in different ways. One way of applying this shloka is how Kṛṣṇa facilitates different people to get different understandings of God, Brahman, Paramatma and Bhagavan. And second level of understanding this shloka is how Kṛṣṇa facilitates karmis and spiritualists. Karmis means they only want material benefits. They worship some demigods, they want some benefits, or they worship Supreme for some material benefits. So for them also Kṛṣṇa reciprocates. So that is the second level of understanding. The third level of understanding is within Bhakti how Kṛṣṇa reciprocates. If we perform 1% of Bhakti, Kṛṣṇa will reciprocate accordingly. If we perform 10% of Bhakti, Kṛṣṇa will reciprocate accordingly. That's what Kṛṣṇa said, right? I reward them accordingly, in proportion to how they worship me, in proportion to how they serve me. Just like in the material world, in any corporate company, a person gets paid in proportion to how much they work. If they work for 8 hours, they get paid for 8 hours. If they do some overtime, they get paid for the overtime. So like that, Kṛṣṇa initially waits for us to take the first step, and once we take the first step, Kṛṣṇa takes 100 steps closer to us. And as we progress in Bhakti, Krishna will reciprocate in proportion to how we perform our bhakti. And bhakti is the only thing that pleases Krishna. That's the only thing that pleases Krishna. Otherwise, there are different, different devotees, how they try to worship Krishna, thinking that, maybe they need some material qualification in order to qualify to perform bhakti. But no, there is no material qualification needed to perform bhakti. The only qualification that is needed to perform bhakti is a desire to perform bhakti. It's called laulyam. Laulyam means a strong desire, greed. One should be greedy to perform bhakti. One should be greedy to achieve Krishna prema. That's the only qualification.
Prabhuji, one quick question. If we desires means there are so many desires will be there to perform bhakti also, Prabhuji. We feel like sometimes doing like that. So, what is the best way? Whatever the God likes, we want to do, but as per our desire, God doesn't like, na, Prabhuji. Like there are some, if you see other things, we feel like doing this or that.
Yeah.
But this is not the way, correct way, is the Krishna. But how to understand the Krishna, means like how to correct a desire to do bhakti.
Yeah.
Like, can you
So,
please suggest us?
So the best servant always serves the master according to the desire of the master. Okay, let's say somebody comes to your home, a guest, you have invited a guest to your home, a special person, some very important person. So the guest has asked for water. And you think, he's asking for water. He's a very important person. I have invited to our home. He's my guest. So let me give more than water. Let me give some juice. You go and give the juice. That person may drink, but he's not satisfied because he wants water. So he'll be more pleased when you serve according to his desire. So we can know the desire of Krishna through Guru. We can understand Krishna's plan through the via medium of Guru.
Okay.
Or Shastra. Guru and Shastra. Bhagavad Gita, Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. When we read Bhagavad Gita and Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, then we'll know. Or when we approach a Guru, Guru will tell us how to serve Krishna. Okay?
Okay, Professor. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So Krishna, another point to know about this Krishna's reciprocation, according to this verse, when Krishna says, I reciprocate or I reward my devotees in proportion to how they serve me, we should not think that Krishna is partial. If Krishna says, okay, if my devotees render bhakti, 10% of bhakti, then I will reciprocate to them accordingly. 10% I'll reciprocate. If a devotee worships me 20%, I reward him 20%. So we think it's partial, right? Krishna is becoming partial. And if somebody does not perform bhakti, Krishna reciprocates to them in a different way. And somebody who does not even approach Krishna, Krishna completely neglects them. So when we look at all these different variations, we think, oh, maybe is Krishna partial? Because if he is the Supreme Father, he should be equal to everyone. Samoham sarva bhuteshu. Krishna only tells in 9th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. 7th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Samoham sarva bhuteshu. Krishna says. Sama means equal. Aham means I. I am equal to sarva bhuteshu, all living entities. But when Krishna said samoham sarva bhuteshu in 7th chapter, and here Krishna is telling ye yathā mam prapadyante tāṁs tathaiva bhajāmy aham, I reward them accordingly. So we may get a question that is Krishna partial? No, Krishna is not partial. But when there are, just like how a father or a mother is not partial to their children. If there are two children in the family, the parents are not partial to either of them. But it's natural to show some special attraction, special love and affection, to show some special care to that child who always obeys the parents' instructions. It's natural, right? So when we can see this inclination in parenting itself in material world, now what to speak of that Supreme Father in spiritual world, who is always thinking of the highest good for all of us. So Krishna is not partial. And even if we perform little bhakti, he is pleased. Bhakti is the only qualification. He does not look whether we have money, we have, we have worked so hard to perform some service. It doesn't matter. Sometimes even within bhakti, in the name of service, some people, they work very hard. And some people we see, they don't work very hard, but they perform some service, simple services with a lot of love and affection. Krishna wants only that. Krishna wants quality, but not quantity. We learned this during Sudama's lectures also, right? Krishna is always looking for quality and not quantity. So there's a beautiful shloka in Padyavali which glorifies bhakti. In Padyavali is a collection of various shlokas. There are thousands of shlokas in Padyavali. Compilation of shlokas from different scriptures. Some shlokas from Mahabharata, some shlokas from Bhagavatam, some shlokas from Shikshashtakam, some shlokas from Sri Krishna Karnamrita, some shlokas from Narayaniyam also. So like that, it's a beautiful compilation of different shlokas. And there are different sections. Some shlokas glorify Bhakti Mahatmya section. Some shlokas glorify chanting of the holy name, Nama Mahatmya. Some shlokas glorify the beauty of the Lord, Rupa Madhuri or Rupa Mahatmya. Some shlokas glorify the gunas, Guna Mahatmya, Guna Madhuri, Leela Madhuri, and so on. So in the Bhakti Mahatmya section in Padyavali, there is a beautiful shloka. Vyādasya charanam dhruvasya chavayo vidya gajendrasya ka kubjaya kimunama rupamadikam kim tat sudhamno dhanam vamshako vidurasya yadavapater ugrasya ka paurusham bhaktya tushyati kevalam na chagunair bhakti priyo madhava. So this beautiful shloka, it says that it talks about different devotees of the Lord, how the Lord was pleased by their bhakti. Even though they don't have some qualifications, but just because they have bhakti, Krishna was pleased with them. So I can show the shloka, we all can recite that so that you'll remember what we are reciting. So I see everyone's video is turned off except Venugopal. Venugopal is the one who always turns on his video. So please turn on your videos if possible. so that it will be even more interactive.
Prabhuji, I'm just listening and I'm just doing some seva also. Is that okay if I keep it off?
Yeah, that's okay.
Thank you.
We're changing our deities.
Oh, deities, what are you doing?
Can we please put it on? Can we please put it on?
No, okay.
Darn it.
We'll keep it off. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so let me show you this shloka. This is the shloka here from Padyavali. Okay, in the Bhajana Mahatmya or Bhakti Mahatmya section, glory of devotional service. So I'll recite one line and then you repeat after me. Okay, this is in Shardula Vikridita meter. Vyādasya charanam dhruvasya chavayo vidhya gajendrasya ka.
यद्हास्या चरणं ध्रुवस्य च व्यो विद्या
गजेन्द्रस्य
गजेन्द्रस्य
का
कुब्जाया किमु नाम रूपमधिकं किं तत्सुधाम्नो धनम्
उज्जाया किमु नाम रूपमधिकं
वंशको विदुरस्य यादवपतेरुग्रस्य कापौ उग्रस्य किं पौरुषम्
वंशको विदुरस्य यादवपते उग्रस्य किं पौरुषम्
भक्त्या तुष्यति केवलं न च गुणैर्भक्तिप्रियो माधव
भक्त्या तुष्यति केवलं न च भक्तिप्रियो माधव.
Okay, so the translation. So Praveen, you want to read the translation?
Sure, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Where were the hunter Dharma's piety, Dhruva's maturity, and Gajendra's knowledge? Where was Kubja's beauty? Where was Sudama's wealth? Where was Vidura's noble birth? Where was Ugrasena's chivalrous strength? Lord Madhava is pleased only by devotional service and not by material qualifications.
Yeah.
Sri Dakshinatya.
Yeah. So this is composed by one of the Sri Vaishnava devotees. He's one of the acharyas, Sri Vaishnava acharyas, Sri Dakshinatya. Okay, so here a list of different devotees are given who actually do not qualify to perform bhakti or to receive Krishna prema, but how they received it. Not because of any material qualifications, but because of their bhakti. For example, if you look at the first one, Vyādasya charanam. So the way it should be read is Vyādasya ka charanam. In Sanskrit, ka means where is, what, where is, how. Okay, where is the acharanam of Vyāda? Acharanam means the etiquette, the proper behavior, the sadachara. You might have heard this word, right? Sadachara. Sadachara means proper etiquette, the behavior with good qualities. So acharanam. Where is the acharanam of this person called Vyāda? He also has another name, Dharma. Okay. So actually, if you know the story of this Vyāda or Dharma, we will be surprised. This is a very rare thing, or probably this is something that we have never heard before. So Vyāda is a butcher, is a hunter or butcher. He hunts animals and then he kills them, he sells meat. So he's basically a butcher. So everybody knows butcher, one who kills animals and sells meat, right? Butcher. So now look at this. A Sri Vaishnava Acharya is talking about a butcher who kills animals and sells meat. So something very special that we generally don't hear about a devotee like this. But he's a devotee of Narayana. Even though he does not have the proper behavior, sadachara, because one of the rules of the four regulative principles is no meat eating. A person who sells meat is also considered meat eater. A person who eats meat and who sells meat, who cooks meat, who transports meat, they are all considered meat eaters. So here is a person who kills animals, who sells meat, but he is a devotee. So once there was an incident where
Sorry, Prabhuji. Did you also say who serves meat?
yeah, who serves meat also.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah. So once in a village, there was a rishi, a saintly person. One day he was sitting under a tree and he was chanting. And then some leaves fell from the top of the tree. On the top of the tree, there was a bird and a crane. Okay, they were fighting, and then because of that, some leaves fell on top of his head. So looking at this saintly person, the rishi, he gets angry, and he shows his anger on those two birds, the bird and the crow and the crane. And then he leaves from that place. He leaves from under the tree, and it was probably the midday and lunchtime for him. So he leaves on Madhukari, right? So he goes door to door, he begs food, and he leaves on that. So he knocks at a door of a grihini, of a lady, of a pious lady. The pious lady comes out and tells that, please forgive me, but I cannot give you any food today. Then this rishi gets angry. I am here for Madhukari, I'm here for begging food, and how can you deny? So the Grihini says that, don't show me your anger on me. I'm not like that bird, that crow or crane. Now this rishi, he is bewildered, he's surprised. How do you know? How do you know that I showed anger on the bird and on the crow and crane? The pious lady tells that, I'm not so austere, I'm not very saintly like you, but because of my little piety, I can see what has happened. Then the rishi is very pleased hearing this from this lady, and the rishi tells him, if you want to know more, go to this butcher or butcher called Vyada. And then he points to a direction how he can find the location of Vyada. And the rishi follows that path and goes and finds this butcher Vyada. When the rishi goes there, this butcher Vyada, he was actually killing animals, cutting meat and selling. And he is surprised, the rishi is surprised to see butcher, where have I come? Is this the person I need to learn spirituality from? But anyway, since that Grihini who turned out to be a pious lady, who astonished this rishi, that's why the rishi wanted to give a try. So he patiently asks Vyada, you know, O Vyada, I have heard about you saying that you are a devotee, but how do you justify your devotion when you are doing this kind of job? You are a butcher and you are claiming that you are a devotee. How do you justify? Then Vyada responds saying that, "Oh Master, I'm a butcher based on my karma. I am born in this family based on my karma from previous lifetimes. Even though I am doing this work, I am not attached to it. Even though I am killing animals, cutting them, and selling meat, but I am not attached to this. And I have the strong conviction that whatever I am doing in my life, I am doing it as an offering to Krishna or Narayana." And then he gives entire philosophy of life to this rishi, which is actually called as Vyada Gita, which is not very popular. Like there are some types of Gita like Ashtavakra Gita, that's also popular. But this Vyada Gita, it was not so popular. But there is a Gita, just like Bhagavad Gita, there is a Vyada Gita spoken by a butcher who kills animals and sells meat. And the Supreme Lord Narayana accepted him as a devotee, irrespective of his material qualification. Just by going by the material qualifications, he is not qualified to perform bhakti. But Narayana accepted him because his bhakti eclipses whatever he is doing. His bhakti covers whatever menial thing that he is doing. He is doing menial thing based on his karma from previous lifetime, but that doesn't prevent him from performing bhakti. So this is like a very unique thing that we ever hear. All the time we hear about devotees. They are pious people. They follow the 4 regulative principles, sadachar, and they are qualified to perform bhakti. But here is an example where he's actually a Shudra or even Chandala, right? He's may not be Chandala, because Chandala is a person who actually eats all kinds of animals. So this Vyada, he may not be eating, but he's selling. So he's a Shudra, he's considered Shudra. So, or maybe he's considered a Chandala also, because selling meat is as good as eating meat, right? So maybe he's considered Chandala also. But still, it does not prevent him from performing bhakti. So they said, so sometimes in our life also, right? When we are performing bhakti, if we introspect our life, when we look at our own limitations, our own anarthas, our own faults, our own mistakes, we know that whatever we are doing is a mistake. It's not a correct thing to do. But somehow, because of some conditioning from previous lifetimes, we are doing that. While we are performing bhakti, we are committing some mistakes. We are performing some aparadhas. So when we think about those, we get discouraged. But looking at Vyada's example, we should not be discouraged. If we are practicing bhakti, if we are in this path, no matter whether there are some limitations, some mistakes, some faults, some aparadhas, knowingly or unknowingly, right? Some mistakes we do unknowingly, some mistakes we do knowingly. It's all because of conditioning from previous lifetimes. So we should not worry too much about that. We should just become aware of the fact that we are performing those mistakes, we are committing those mistakes, and we should have conviction that if I perform bhakti sincerely, Krishna will purify my mistakes. So with that intention, we can continue performing bhakti without any discouragement. Otherwise, everybody, you talk to anybody, any devotee will have these limitations, faults, mistakes, because we are coming with a conditioning, and that manifests in the form of mistakes. So we should not worry about that. So,
Prabhuji?
yeah.
Like that means if you are doing some mistakes means if there is no alternative not to do that mistake, that's why I'm doing that mistake. In that situation only it is applicable. For example, if I am not able to restrict myself to eat meat,
Yeah.
that's why I'm eating. Can you please excuse? Like that, can we? I mean, I'm a vegetarian, Prabhuji. I'm just giving an example.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So I'm eating because I'm not able to restrict myself. That's
Yeah.
why I'm eating. So still I'm eating meat also. I'm continuing. Can I continue bhakti?
Yes, we can continue bhakti. See, oftentimes we get this question from people, right? Can I read Bhagavad Gita? I'm a non-vegetarian person. Can I read Bhagavad Gita? Can I come to temple? Yes, yes, they can read Bhagavad Gita. They can come to the temple. Otherwise, how will they get purified? Similarly, those who are reading Bhagavad Gita for couple of years, those who are chanting, let's say they are performing some mistakes, knowingly or unknowingly. Unknowingly, that anyway, there's not a big danger because of because of mistakes performed unknowingly. Anyway, there's not a big danger.
Yeah.
But even some mistakes when we perform knowingly also, as long as we are performing bhakti sincerely, we are determined to perform bhakti. Even though we are making some mistakes, it is all right.
Okay.
It is all right. We can continue.
Under any circumstances, continuing bhakti is important.
Yeah. So there is a shloka. It says, "Yena kena prakarena." So let me tell you that. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 16, Shloka number 13. It says, no, not Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Yeah, this verse will be very helpful in understanding this point. Nectar of devotion. One second.
The Mana Krishna one, Prabhu.
Huh?
येन केन प्रकारेण मनः कृष्णे निवेशयेत्.
Yeah, that full verse. Did you find the full verse?
No, I think found. Yeah, तस्मात् केनापि उपायेन मनः कृष्णे निवेशयेत्. Bhakti Risha, it's 1.2.4. Bhakti
1.2.4. Yeah, I'm not
2.4.
able to find that. Yeah, one second. Yeah, I'm finding, only half the shloka. So which says, ena kena prakarena, one sec. So tasmat kenya pupayena mana Krishna niveshayat. There is another part that's missing. Ena prakarena. Yeah, here it is. Ena prakarena mana Krishne niveshayat. And another version is tasmat kenya pupayena mana Krishne niveshayat. That's from Bhagavatam. Yeah. So ena kena prakarena. That means somehow or the other. Mana Krishne niveshayat. Fix your mind on Krishna. Somehow or the other. No matter what situation you are in, what occupational duty you are in, what conditioning you are coming with. Ena kena prakarena mana Krishne niveshayet. So long time ago, I heard something in one of the lectures. The potency of this bhakti is called Uttama Bhakti. What we are practicing, the Rupanuga Bhakti, by following the footsteps of Rupa Goswami, the practice of Radha Krishna Bhakti is called Uttama Bhakti, highest Bhakti. And other types of Bhakti are Karma Mishrama Bhakti, Jnana Mishra Bhakti, like that. Bhakti mixed with some fruitive desires, or Jnana Mishra Bhakti mixed with some speculative knowledge. But this one, what we are practicing is Uttama Bhakti. So what I heard, in that lecture is, if somebody is practicing Uttama Bhakti, even if they have some, some not so acceptable desires. For example, somebody is, addicted to drinking alcohol, let's say. And another example given in that presentation was, somebody is addicted to, let's say, women. A man is addicted to women. But still, they are qualified to perform Uttama Bhakti. And even while practicing Uttama Bhakti, if because of some conditioning, they are not able to get rid of that mistake or their fault, it is still okay. They should not be discouraged, and they can continue. And Krishna will purify. Because that is the power and potency of this bhakti, Uttama Bhakti. It's not an ordinary thing. That's why this butcher, he was glorified in this shloka. So Vyādasya Acharanam Dhruvasya, that is the first one. Vyādasya Acharanam. Where is the Acharanam? Where is the Sadachar of Vyāda? And then Dhruvasya Chavayo. Where is the mature age? Vaya means age. Where is the maturity of Dhruva? Because Dhruva was very young when he performed tapasya for 6 months continuously by standing on one leg. So even though he was not a mature person, even though he did not have spiritual knowledge, but when Vishnu appeared, he blessed Dhruva. And Gajendra, where is the knowledge of Gajendra? Vidya Gajendrasya ka. Where is the knowledge of Gajendra? Even though, oh wow, when I highlighted Vidya, it was showing Vidya Balan. Vidya Gajendrasya ka. Where is the knowledge of Gajendra? Gajendra is an animal. Gajendra did not go to any Gurukula to study Vedas, Shastras. But Vishnu was pleased with his devotion. Just by picking one lotus flower from the mud, Krishna was pleased. And chanting of some shlokas that he remembered from previous lifetime, Vishnu was pleased. Vidya Gajendrasya ka. Kubjaya kimu nama rupam. We all know the story of Kubja, how Krishna reciprocated to Kubja. Kubja was, she was having hunchback, so she was looking very ugly, and even the name also is not a very pleasing name. Kubja, the nama, rupa, both are ugly. But still, Krishna, just with his touch, he turned Kubja into a beautiful lady. Why? Because one day, Kubja was carrying some perfumes, some scents and perfumes to Kamsa's palace. And on the way, she happens to see Krishna. Krishna was also walking there on the street, and Kubja happens to see Krishna. And she was astonished to see the beauty of Krishna. She was so pleased, she felt very happy seeing Krishna's darshan. And she says, I'm carrying these scents and perfumes to Kamsa's palace, but oh Krishna, you deserve these perfumes and scents, not Kamsa. Simply by saying this, Krishna was pleased. And then Krishna transformed Kubja into a beautiful lady. Kubjaya kimunama rupam adikam. Kim tat sudamno dhanam. Where is Sudama's wealth? Sudama did not have any wealth. But Krishna was pleased because of his devotion and his friendship towards Krishna. We all heard Sudama's story, in 7 or 8 lectures. We know great details about Sudama Leela now. So, Kim tat Sudamno Dhanam? Vamsha ko Vidurasya. Where is the Vamsha of Vidura? But still he was considered as a good person by Krishna. We all know Vidura was born to a Shudra lady. But he had faith in Krishna. Irrespective of his Shudra Kulam, he had faith in Krishna. And Yadava Pate Ugrasen Maharaj, who is the Yadava, who is the king of Yadava dynasty. Where is his Paurusham? Where is his strength and chivalry? So if you all know the story of Ugrasen Maharaj, by the way, who is Ugrasena?
Kamsa's father.
Kamsa's father. So before Kamsa was seated on the throne, all different dynasties like Yadava dynasty, and there are some sub-dynasties in that region, they all unanimously elected Ugrasen Maharaj to be the king of all those dynasties. So instead of a democratic model, they all unanimously agreed Ugrasen Maharaj to be the king of all those dynasties. And then as Kamsa grew up, he was made the king. But looking at the misbehavior of Kamsa and looking at the atrocities, improper things that Kamsa was performing, Ugrasen Maharaj was thinking that maybe I should dethrone him. Maybe I should remove Kamsa from the throne of Yadava dynasty. So Kamsa came to know about this. Somehow Kamsa came to know about this, that his father is going to dethrone him. And then he joined hands with his father-in-law. Who is father-in-law of Kamsa? Jarasandha. So he joined hands with Jarasandha, and then he arrested his own father, Ugrasena. And that time, Krishna, when he killed Kamsa, he released Ugrasen Maharaj, and he reinstated the position of Ugrasena. He appointed Ugrasena as the king of Yadu dynasty again. So, where is the Paurusham of Ugrasena? Ugrasya kim Paurusham? Yadava Pater Ugrasya kim Paurusham? Kim Paurusham? When Ugrasena was arrested by his own son, what happened to his Paurusham? Why did Ugrasen Maharaj did not fight back? How he could not fight back with Kamsa, who is lower in capacity compared to Ugrasen Maharaj? Kamsa's valor is lower compared to Ugrasen Maharaj's valor. But because he's his son, he did not fight so much when he was arrested. That's why this Sri Vaishnavacharya was asking, where is the Paurusham of Ugrasen Maharaj? But still, Kṛṣṇa was pleased with Ugrasen, because Ugrasen, even though he was in this family, he was a son of he was the father of Kamsa, but he always respected Kṛṣṇa. He always acknowledged Kṛṣṇa's position. So Kṛṣṇa accepted him as a devotee. In the last line, after giving some examples like this, Vyāda, Dhruva, Gajendra, Kubja, Sudama, Vidura, Ugrasen Maharaj, in the last line, it is saying here, Bhaktya tushyati kevalam nacha gunair bhakti priyo madhava. Bhaktya tushyati kevalam. Only bhakti will please that Madhava. Only bhakti will please Madhava, Lord Madhava. And he is known as Bhakti Priya, Bhakti Priyo Madhava. Not the gunas, not the material qualifications. Nacha gunair. Bhaktya tushyati kevalam nacha gunair bhakti priyo madhava. So basically, when we hear stories like this of devotees who performed bhakti to Kṛṣṇa without any material qualifications, but are without complete purity, and how Kṛṣṇa reciprocated to them, we get encouraged. We get some inspiration from this, and we feel hope that, okay, so no matter what conditioning I am in, if I perform bhakti, Kṛṣṇa will reciprocate. And sometimes when we see that, okay, no matter whatever I am doing in bhakti, I'm chanting 16 rounds, I'm reading Bhagavad Gita, I'm reading Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, and attending so many classes, I'm performing so many services, but I don't see Kṛṣṇa, I don't have any feelings for Kṛṣṇa, I don't see Kṛṣṇa's reciprocation. Why is this so? Am I not doing bhakti properly? Am I lacking something in bhakti? Am I lacking something in my sadhana? We may get questions like that. But sometimes Kṛṣṇa does not reciprocate immediately. That means Kṛṣṇa is actually intensifying our bhakti. When we don't see immediate results, what happens? We get even more determined, right? Okay, I'm trying to get something, but I'm not getting it. So let me work hard. Let me work hard. Then you will be more passionate, more determined to achieve that. So that is what Kṛṣṇa is doing in all our lives. If he is not reciprocating immediately, that means he is actually intensifying our sadhana. So there is another story related to this. So I'll tell this and then we can conclude after that. In Chaitanya Leela, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Leela, 500 years ago, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was there was a devotee by name Mukunda. And Mukunda's son was Raghunandan. So when Raghunandan, the son, reaches to an age where he is ready to perform services to Krishna, the father Mukunda, one day he asks Raghunandan to offer bhoga to Krishna. So they have beautiful Radha Krishna deity in their home. And the father Mukunda gives a plate of bhoga to son Raghunandan and asks Raghunandan to do offering, bhoga offering. So Raghunandan takes the plate, keeps the plate in front of the deity, and he rings the bell, and then he recites some mantras, and he looks at Krishna and he asks Krishna, Krishna, why are you waiting? Come and eat. The plate is ready. The bhoga is ready. Why are you waiting? Please come and eat. So he asks very innocently. He's a very nice devotee, very innocent. He's just maturing. He's at the intersection of innocent childhood and adolescence. So he's not completely a child, but not completely an adult. So he's in the transition period. So with some innocence, he asks, "Oh Krishna, why are you waiting? I have kept the offering here. Please come and eat." Krishna starts talking to him. Now, while all this is happening, the father is not there. The father, he is confident that the boy is capable of offering now. So he gives a plate to his son, and then father goes outside. The mother is inside the kitchen, or she is doing some other work, and the boy is all by himself doing this offering of bhoga. Krishna starts speaking, saying that he starts smiling. Krishna smiles and says that, Raghunandan, I don't come like that. I don't eat like that. I eat your bhoga with my glance. I don't eat like how you eat with mouth. So I have already accepted with my glance. I have already accepted your bhoga. So now take the plate and give it to your mother. Then then he insists, saying that no. If you don't come and eat, then my father and mother will think that I am not offering the bhoga properly. I do not know how to offer bhoga. And next time they'll not give me the service. So I don't want to lose service to you. So he insists. Because this boy is insisting, Krishna comes. He comes down from the deity form. He comes down. He sits there next to the boy and he eats from the plate. He eats everything. Because if he does not eat, then the boy is not leaving him. So he eats everything. Krishna eats everything. Then after that, the boy Raghunandan takes the plate inside the kitchen and gives it to his mother. And the mother looks at the plate and says, where is the food? The boy says, Krishna has eaten it. The mother thinks, no, this boy is lying. He's still a child. Maybe he has eaten everything, but he doesn't want to say that. That's okay, child, he will learn. So the mother thinks that the boy has eaten it. And then after some time in the evening, the father comes back home and he's very hungry. He asks the wife, to serve dinner. The wife says, no, there's no food. The boy has eaten everything. And the father says, okay, give me some water or some juice. I'll be okay. So like this, it continues for a few days. And then the mother and father, they get a doubt. Every day the boy is eating so much of food in the bhoga plate. That's not possible. So one day, so he asks, the father asks, Mukunda asks Raghunandan, tell me the truth. Are you the one who is eating every day? You are telling us that Krishna has eaten, but we are very sure that you are eating it. Don't do this. The boy tells repeatedly, saying that no, father, I am not telling any lies. Krishna has eaten everything. If you want to see, you come tomorrow when I am offering the bhoga and you see by yourself. The father says, okay, right, all right. Next day I'll come when you are offering bhoga. So next day, the Mukunda was also standing there. Behind a curtain, he was standing and he was taking a peek secretly. So the boy kept the plate in front of the deity and rings a bell and starts offering, recites some mantras and calls Krishna to come and eat bhoga. Now Krishna knows that Father Mukunda is watching. Krishna does not come. The boy calls twice, thrice, 10 times. Krishna does not come. Now the boy is really angry now. Boy says, "Oh Krishna, every day you come, but today when my parents are testing me, you are not coming. My parents will surely, have a conviction that I'm eating every day. Please don't do this to me. Please don't put this blame on me. Please eat this one laddu." And he offers one laddu from the plate. And then Krishna comes and eats the laddu. As soon as Krishna takes one bite, he notices Mukunda is watching from behind the curtain, and he immediately goes back into the deity. So that laddu remains half eaten. And then looking at this whole thing, the father Mukunda is astonished. He falls at the feet of Raghunandan and says, "Even though you are my son, I'm falling at your feet. Seeing the way how Krishna reciprocated to your bhakti, I'm so fallen. I understand that I'm so fallen. I need to do more sadhana in my bhakti to please Krishna." So this is how Krishna, and it was a real incident that happened in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's time. So when we hear stories like this, Krishna reciprocates to devotees to the degree that they have conviction on Krishna and to the degree that they worship Krishna. So I mean, there are many things that can be said about this. Actually, in the purport, if you look at the purport of this shloka, right? Prabhupada quotes one verse from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. This is the one. In the same purport of this shloka, 4.11, yathā maṁ prapadyante. This shloka is from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 3, shloka number 10. Akama sarva kamova moksha kama udaradi tivrena bhakti yogena yajeta purusham param. Whether one is without desire, the condition of the devotee, or is desirous of all fruitive results, or is after liberation, one should with all efforts try to worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead for complete perfection, culminating in Krishna consciousness. Akama sarva kamova. Akama means no desire for yourself. Sarva kamova, you have all material desires for yourself. Moksha kama, one is desirous of liberation. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what your desire is. You can still perform bhakti. That's what Krishna is saying here. So, okay. So it's 1:10. I'll pause here. Any questions, comments, reflections? We can discuss.
Nice story, Prabhuji. Thanks for sharing.
Chala bagundi, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Chala
నేను ఇప్పుడే దేవుడికి భోగం ఐఎమ్ జస్ట్ ఆఫరింగ్ ద భోగం టు దేవుడు. సో ఐ ఫెల్ట్ వెరీ మచ్ ఎమోషనల్ ప్రభుజీ బై లిస్నింగ్ దిస్ లిటరలీ.
Yeah, you can ask Krishna. Come, Krishna, come and eat. Otherwise, Praveen will think that I do not know the process of offering bhoga.
Thank you so much. So nice story. All the stories are good, Prabhuji. The butcher one is also very good.
Yeah, the butcher one is like a very unique one, right?
Yeah.
You know, in Bhagavatam, there is a story of Pingala. Pingala is a prostitute. So one night, you know, she stands outside of the door and she waits for a long time. Even after waiting for a long time, nobody comes. So out of frustration, she goes inside and she starts praying to Krishna sincerely. And then she's purified. She becomes a pure devotee after that. And in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Leela also, we see Haridas Thakur example, how a prostitute came to Chaitanya Haridas Thakur, and how Haridas Thakur purified her with his chanting. So we hear stories like this where people do some abominable things, but they become purified and they do bhakti. But here is an example of Vyada. While doing this abominable activity, he is performing bhakti. So very, very rare story like this.
Very related to our lifestyle also. Because of small mistakes, we are, try to escape bhakti, like doing puja something for small reasons. Today I ate something, or today I did something, that's why I will not do the puja. Like that, we don't know whether we can do or not. If it is like this means, with this example, at least okay. Whatever the mistake happened, at least we'll do the puja. We'll do bhakti, like that we can think.
Yeah.
And is the shloka, can we say, meaning of the shloka are related to Ed bhavam tad bhavati? In general, we are listening that sentence, no? Ed bhavam tad bhavati. Like
No.
that, we are not related to this.
Yad bhavam tad bhavati means you'll get whatever you think of.
Like how you will think Krishna will reciprocate like that is not applicable, probably. Is not like that.
No, not applicable.
So reciprocation is different.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah.
Prabhuji, you also talked about this Uttama Bhakti, right? What is the definition of Uttama Bhakti?
So Uttama Bhakti, the word Uttama means highest, topmost. Uttama. Tama means the mode of tamas, mode of ignorance. Uttama means beyond mode of ignorance. Not only beyond mode of ignorance, but beyond the mode of goodness.
All three modes. Yeah.
All three modes. Because in shlokas or in poetry, when they mention one element, we have to interpret the inclusion of all other elements in that group. Okay. So Uttama, it is beyond the three modes of material nature. The topmost, unalloyed.
Got it. And you said like in Uttama Bhakti only this is like possible. In this kind of Bhakti, this pardoning will happen, right? Mercy, Lord mercy.
Yeah, because of the potency, the power of this Uttama Bhakti, even though we are performing some abominable things or we are committing some mistakes, while performing bhakti, the bhakti will purify. The potency of the bhakti will purify. Bhakti Devi, there is a personification. Bhakti, what we are talking about, is a process, right?
Practice, yeah. We think as a practice, yeah.
A path, but there is a personification, Bhakti Devi. There is a person who represents this process of bhakti. So she will purify. That's why Krishna has a name, Bhakti Priya. Bhakti Priya Madhava. Yeah.
Prabhuji, related to Guru only. Any prayers are there, or like a chanting also help us to get the guru, or like that? Like it's like Krishna will take care of everything. We should not even think of any gurus. Prabhuji, that.
No. We have to approach Guru. We have to approach Krishna through Guru only.
Yeah. But Prabhuji, how to is to get gurus also? We have to request some prayers to like that, or to like.
How to get Guru? How to get Guru in our life?
Yes, Prabhuji. Huh?
Yeah. So a sincere seeker will always find. Sincere seeker will always find the right knowledge and the right person as a Guru. So if somebody is very sincere in getting a Guru, yes, Krishna will show mercy and send a Guru in our life. So with Krishna's mercy, we get Guru, and with Guru's mercy, we see Krishna. When Krishna sends a Guru in our life, we don't see Krishna, right? But when we start serving Guru, when we start taking instructions from Guru, then we'll see Krishna. So it's for interlinked. Through the mercy of Krishna, we get Guru, and through the mercy of Guru, we see Krishna.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah. And all the Mangalacharana prayers that we recite before reading Bhagavad Gita, when we recite these Mangalacharana prayers are actually prayers to the Gurus. Starting from Prabhupada, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all the different acharyas, all the Goswamis, different acharyas in our parampara. So when we offer these prayers every day to all these Gurus, all the Gurus are pleased and they will arrange a Guru in our life. Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Prabhuji, these stories seem to be like, even though they don't follow the regulative principles, they are getting the mercy of Krishna. This is because their feelings and thoughts are more powerful, right, Prabhuji?
Correct. Yeah. So because of some conditioning, they have some anarthas. They are not able to overcome those, but their bhakti is strong. Their bhakti is strong.
But for people like us, it is not big. They are exceptions. They are really exceptions with strong thoughts and emotions, but in some situation. But for us, we have to go through the regulative principles so that we can intensify our bhakti.
Correct. Yeah, that's the process for us. That's the recommended process for us. But while we are doing that, while we are trying to follow the 4 regulative principles and avoid committing any other mistakes and perform bhakti, if at all somebody is not able to overcome some situation, they should not be discouraged. That's not a disqualification to perform bhakti. They can continue performing bhakti and it will purify.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else?
And is there any, like, I don't know whether it's correct, like any sloka to intensify like the thoughts and feelings like bhakti in us, Prabhuji? Is it like all slokas are like that, or how do we, in the mental state, like we are doing sometimes mechanically, right? How do we like connect the kriya, whatever we are doing, to actual bhakti?
Yeah. So Tulasi Devi is very powerful in giving bhakti. To intensify our bhakti, if you sit next to Tulsi Maharani and chant, or any sadhana that you do, like reading Bhagavad Gita, if you sit next to Tulsi Maharani and do your sadhana, it will intensify. So Tulsi Devi will help you intensify that bhakti. Have you ever read or heard Tulsi prayers that we recite in the morning in the temples?
No.
I'll show you now. So these are the prayers. Tulsi Arti. Every day in the morning, after Mangala Arti to the deities, they do Tulsi Arti. Namo Namaha Tulasi Krishna Preyasi Namo Namaha Radha Krishna Seva Pavo Hey Abhilashi. So Abhilashi means Abhilasha means the desire, right? My request. So what is my request? Radha Krishna Seva Pavo. So this is Bengali. Radha Krishna Seva Pavo. That is my desire. That is my Abhilasha. O Tulsi Devi, you are Krishna Preyasi. My obeisances to you. Please give me an opportunity to get Radha Krishna Seva. That's the only desire.
Very nice.
Yeah. So yeah, Tulsi Devi is very, very powerful.
Is Tulasi also one of the Gopika of Krishna, Prabhuji?
Tulasi is one of the Manjaris. There are Gopis, and then there are Manjaris. So Tulasi is one of the Manjaris. Yeah, they're even more special than Gopis. Gopis are special, we all know. Manjaris are even, because Manjaris are the servants of Gopis.
Servants, okay.
Yeah, so because in spirituality, a servant of the servant of the servant is more important than the first servant. The servant who is serving at the 7th level down is more important than a servant at the first level who is serving Krishna.
Okay.
So Manjaris who are assistants of Tulasi, they are more powerful, more important, more dearer to Krishna than Gopis.
Is any reason of Tulasi getting this, this Harati or this position compared to others? Because of Bhakti.
What is that?
Only because of Bhakti or any reason, Prabhuji? Tulasi?
Yeah, because of Bhakti.
Okay, because.
Yeah. Okay.
Because she's this, she's comes under Manjira, right? Which is a servant of Gopi.
Servant of
That's
Gopi.
why she's dear. So
Yes.
just like servant of the servant. I don't know how many times is that, but that becomes more dear to Krishna, right?
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So we can conclude the call now. Thank you everyone for joining. Hare Krishna.
Thanks,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Bye.
Jai.
Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Bhagavatam of Śrīmad-Bhāgavad Gita ki jai.
Jai.
Pāda ki jai.
Jai.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.